How Mastering Emotions, a Practical Guide to Emotional Intelligence. Written and published by BookBoost. In a world full of distractions, fast-paced changes, and emotional ups and downs, the ability to manage your emotions is more important than ever. Imagine if you could not just understand your emotions but also take control of them, allowing you to live with more peace, happiness, and success. This isn't just a dream, it's a reality waiting for you. Welcome to the first step in mastering emotional intelligence, a skill that holds the key to unlocking a new, powerful version of yourself. This is How Mastering Emotions, a Practical Guide to Emotional Intelligence, brought to you by BookBoost. Your emotional intelligence, EQ, is the foundation upon which your success in life is built. Without it, even the greatest achievements are often hollow, leaving you feeling unfulfilled. Understanding your emotions is not just about being in touch with yourself. It's about learning how to use them as tools for growth, for decision-making, and for building stronger relationships. Today, we begin the journey of emotional mastery, which will transform how you experience your world and your relationships. The first essential step in mastering emotional intelligence is understanding what emotional intelligence truly is. At its core, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. This understanding allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, to connect with others deeply, and to take deliberate action that aligns with your goals and values. But this begins with awareness. Emotional intelligence doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's a skill that requires dedication and self-awareness. To start, you must be able to identify what you're feeling and why. It might sound simple, but for many, this is the hardest part. We often operate on autopilot, pushed by our emotions without realizing the power they have over us. Let's begin by looking at the first pillar of emotional intelligence, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, emotional intelligence cannot be developed. Self-awareness involves being able to reflect on your emotions, pinpoint what triggers them, and understand how they affect your thoughts and actions. When you are self-aware, you are no longer at the mercy of your feelings. Instead, you become an observer, able to notice when an emotion arises and analyze its cause. Take a moment to think about your emotional responses. When something unexpected happens, how do you typically react? Do you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or angry? Or do you pause, reflect, and consider your response? Self-awareness helps you catch those initial emotional reactions, giving you the power to choose how to act, rather than letting your emotions dictate your behavior. The process of becoming more self-aware requires practice. Every day, take a few moments to check in with yourself. What emotions are you feeling? Where are they coming from? Are they based on your current situation, or do they stem from past experiences? The more you ask yourself these questions, the clearer your emotional landscape becomes, allowing you to take more control of how you respond in every situation. Once you start building self-awareness, it opens the door to self-regulation, which is the next critical aspect of emotional intelligence. Self-regulation is the ability to control your emotions, especially in stressful or difficult situations. It's about not allowing your emotions to control you, but rather taking charge of them. When you master self-regulation, you can remain calm and composed even when everything around you is chaotic. You can think clearly, make better decisions, and stay focused on your goals. Think about moments when you've lost control of your emotions. Maybe it was a situation where you felt overwhelmed, angry, or stressed, and your reaction made things worse. Now imagine having the power to pause, take a deep breath, and choose your response thoughtfully. This is the power of self-regulation. It's the difference between reacting impulsively and responding intentionally. But how do you develop self-regulation? It starts with awareness and practice. When you feel your emotions rising, instead of reacting immediately, try to pause and breathe. In those moments, take a mental step back and assess what's happening. Ask yourself, what's the best response in this situation? With time, you'll learn how to manage your emotional reactions with grace and composure. As we journey through emotional intelligence, it's crucial to remember that mastering your emotions is not about suppressing them. It's about understanding and using them in ways that serve you. Emotional intelligence is not about avoiding negative emotions or pretending to be happy all the time. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human emotions and learning how to use them for positive change. Mastering emotional intelligence also means developing empathy, which is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Empathy allows you to connect on a deeper level, building strong and meaningful relationships. It enables you to listen without judgment and offer support without trying to fix everything. Empathy isn't just about being kind. It's about truly understanding where someone else is coming from and responding in a way that acknowledges their feelings. In the next part of this guide, we'll explore how empathy connects to communication, showing you how to use emotional intelligence to improve your relationships and social skills. But for now, focus on developing your self-awareness and self-regulation. These are the core building blocks that will serve as your foundation for everything else. As you begin to develop your emotional intelligence, you will notice subtle shifts in how you feel and interact with others. You'll begin to experience more peace, more focus, and more confidence. You'll have the ability to make better decisions and handle challenges with resilience. Your relationships will grow stronger, and your ability to influence and inspire others will increase. Emotional intelligence is not a quick fix, it's a lifelong journey. And the first step is understanding the power of your emotions. Thank you for joining us on this first step in the practical guide to mastering emotional intelligence. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost for more insights on how emotional intelligence can transform your life. Stay tuned for the next part, where we dive deeper into the art of self-regulation and how it can help you take control of your emotions, your actions, and your destiny. The power of self-awareness, recognizing your emotions. Self-awareness is the key that unlocks the door to emotional intelligence. Without it, you cannot fully understand your feelings or recognize their influence over your decisions. This is the moment to begin your journey into mastering your emotions. Self-awareness is more than just knowing how you feel. It's about understanding why you feel that way and how your emotions shape your life. It's about seeing yourself clearly, without judgment or denial, so you can act with intention. When you become truly self-aware, you gain the ability to pause and reflect before reacting. The automatic emotional reactions we often have, like anger, frustration, or anxiety, are no longer in control. Instead, you start to notice these feelings rising within you. And in that moment, you make the conscious choice to respond, not react. That's the power of self-awareness. It allows you to be the captain of your own emotional ship. Being self-aware doesn't mean you won't feel negative emotions anymore. It means you can feel them, understand them, and choose how to act, rather than being overwhelmed by them. Every emotion, whether positive or negative, offers valuable insight. Self-awareness lets you see these insights clearly and use them to grow, make better decisions, and build stronger relationships. At first, it might feel challenging to identify exactly what you're feeling. Emotions can be complex and layered. You might feel frustrated and not know why, or feel sad without understanding the source. But over time, as you pay closer attention to your emotions, you'll begin to see patterns. You'll start to recognize the triggers that cause certain feelings and understand the deeper reasons behind your reactions. Start small with this practice. Each day, take a moment to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? What's driving these feelings? Write them down if it helps. The more you make this a habit, the clearer your emotional landscape will become. When you know why you feel the way you do, you can begin to understand how your emotions influence your behavior. If you feel anxious, do you tend to avoid situations or procrastinate? If you're angry, do you lash out or shut down? Self-awareness allows you to see these patterns clearly, giving you the opportunity to change them. You can choose to act differently, more intentionally, and in alignment with your values, rather than being carried away by emotional impulses. Remember, self-awareness isn't about judging yourself for your emotions. It's about noticing them without criticism. It's perfectly human to feel angry or anxious. It's how you manage these feelings that matters. Emotions are not good or bad. They simply are. What's important is your response to them. Self-awareness gives you the power to respond in a way that aligns with the person you want to be. As you become more self-aware, you'll notice that your reactions to people and situations start to change. You'll begin to approach challenges with a clearer mindset, making decisions from a place of calm rather than chaos. This doesn't mean life will be free of stress or difficulty, but it means you'll be able to handle these moments with grace and confidence, knowing that you are in control. Your ability to recognize and understand your emotions also brings clarity to your relationships. You'll be more aware of how your emotions affect the way you communicate and connect with others. When you understand yourself better, you can express your feelings more clearly and effectively, without letting misunderstandings or unchecked emotions interfere. Self-awareness also helps you see others in a new light. When you understand your own emotions, you gain insight into how others might be feeling. This allows you to show empathy and offer support in meaningful ways. You become better at reading the room, knowing when someone needs space or when they need encouragement. This deepens your connections and strengthens your ability to relate to others on a more profound level. Over time, self-awareness leads to self-acceptance. As you get to know your emotions better, you'll stop judging yourself for feeling a certain way. Instead, you'll accept your emotions as part of who you are. You'll stop hiding parts of yourself or feeling ashamed of your feelings. You'll see that your emotions don't define you. They are simply part of your human experience, and you have the power to choose how to use them. Self-awareness also helps you see your strengths and areas for growth more clearly. You'll begin to understand what truly motivates you, what drains you, and what brings you joy. This awareness allows you to align your goals with your values, leading to a life that feels more purposeful and fulfilling. You'll stop wasting energy on things that don't serve you and focus on what truly matters. One of the most empowering aspects of self-awareness is that it allows you to live more authentically. When you understand who you are and why you feel the way you do, you stop living in reaction to the world around you. Instead, you start making choices that reflect your true self. You stop people-pleasing or conforming to others' expectations and start living in alignment with your own desires and values. But self-awareness isn't a one-time achievement. It's an ongoing practice. The more you commit to understanding your emotions, the more you grow. You'll start to notice shifts in how you handle stress, make decisions, and interact with others. You'll become more resilient, more confident, and more at peace with who you are. With this foundation of self-awareness, you are ready to build on the next step in mastering your emotions, self-regulation. As you understand your emotions more clearly, you'll gain the ability to control them, even in the most challenging situations. The next part of this journey will help you learn how to master self-regulation and take control of your emotional responses. By embracing self-awareness, you are not only unlocking the door to emotional intelligence, but also taking the first step toward living a more empowered and fulfilling life. The more you practice, the more you will notice how your emotions no longer control you. You control them, and in doing so, you create a life that reflects your true potential. Thank you for joining us on this part of your emotional intelligence journey. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost for more transformative insights on mastering your emotions and creating a life filled with purpose and success. Stay tuned for the next part, where we dive deeper into self-regulation and the power it gives you to shape your life from the inside out. Mastering self-regulation, control your emotions, control your life. Self-regulation is where true emotional mastery begins. It's the ability to pause before reacting, to think before acting, and to control how you respond to the world around you. When you master self-regulation, you move from being a passive participant in your emotions to an active decision-maker in your life. This skill allows you to stay calm and collected, even when challenges and setbacks arise. The more you practice self-regulation, the more control you have over your actions and your reactions. At the heart of self-regulation is understanding that emotions, while powerful, are not permanent. Every feeling that arises in you is just a moment in time. By learning to separate yourself from your emotions, you can choose how to respond. When you don't let your emotions control you, you open up space for clarity, patience, and wisdom in your decisions. It's like having an emotional toolkit that you can pull from whenever you need it. Imagine a situation where you're stressed at work, overwhelmed by deadlines, or facing criticism. Without self-regulation, you might react in frustration, lash out, or make decisions based on emotions that won't serve you in the long run. But with self-regulation, you pause, take a deep breath, and reassess the situation. You see your emotions for what they are, temporary and not a reflection of your true self. From this place, you can make a calm, thoughtful decision. The key to mastering self-regulation is awareness. You must first be aware of your emotional triggers, the situations or people that cause you to feel anxious, angry, or stressed. By recognizing these triggers, you can better prepare yourself when they arise. You can practice breathing techniques, mindfulness, or other coping strategies that allow you to stay grounded. Over time, you'll begin to see these triggers less as obstacles and more as opportunities for growth. Self-regulation is not about suppressing your emotions. It's about acknowledging them and deciding how to channel them in a positive direction. For example, instead of bottling up anger, you might channel it into motivation to work harder or resolve the issue. Instead of letting sadness overwhelm you, you could use it to reflect, learn, and grow. Every emotion has the potential to serve you if you choose to use it wisely. One powerful way to practice self-regulation is by implementing the pause technique. When you feel an emotional response coming on, take a moment to breathe deeply and pause. This brief pause allows your rational mind to take control, rather than letting your emotional mind take over. During this pause, ask yourself, is this the response I want to have? How can I handle this in a way that serves my long-term goals? Another technique to strengthen self-regulation is through mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches you to be present in the moment, to observe your emotions without judgment. It encourages you to simply notice your emotions, rather than becoming consumed by them. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you become more adept at noticing when your emotions start to take over and more capable of choosing a response that aligns with your values. The power of self-regulation extends beyond your personal life. It also plays a crucial role in how you relate to others. When you are able to regulate your emotions, you become a better listener, communicator, and leader. Your relationships deepen because you are not driven by impulsive reactions but by thoughtful responses. In difficult conversations, self-regulation allows you to stay calm, respectful, and open to others' perspectives. Self-regulation also has a direct impact on your success. People who are skilled at self-regulation tend to be more focused, resilient, and goal-oriented. They are not easily distracted by emotions like frustration, impatience, or fear. They are able to stay calm under pressure, make clear decisions, and take consistent action toward their goals. This steady, calm approach is what leads to long-term success in both personal and professional life. Developing self-regulation takes practice, but it is one of the most empowering skills you can cultivate. It's about taking ownership of your emotional responses and choosing actions that align with your true desires. Every time you pause before reacting, every time you choose a thoughtful response over a reactive one, you are building self-regulation. It's like building muscle in the gym. The more you practice, the stronger you become. You might not always get it perfect. There will be times when you react impulsively, when your emotions get the better of you. But the key is not to beat yourself up about it. Instead, use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Reflect on the situation and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? How can I handle this better next time? With each reflection, you get closer to mastering self-regulation. Self-regulation is not about becoming emotionless. It's about developing the strength to make choices that serve your highest self. It's about choosing how to react rather than being at the mercy of your emotions. With time and practice, this skill becomes second nature, and you start to live a life that is deliberate, intentional, and aligned with your values. By mastering self-regulation, you take control of your life. You stop being a passive participant in your emotional journey and become the leader of your own responses. You don't let circumstances dictate your emotions. Instead, you choose how to respond, regardless of the external situation. This shift in perspective is what creates a life of calm, confidence, and purpose. As you continue to practice self-regulation, you'll notice that your ability to manage your emotions will improve across all areas of life. You'll be less reactive in your relationships, more focused at work, and more at peace with yourself. This emotional clarity will help you overcome obstacles, stay true to your goals, and build stronger, more fulfilling connections with others. Self-regulation is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. Without it, your emotional landscape remains unpredictable and unsteady. But when you learn to regulate your emotions, you unlock a sense of inner peace and control. You become the master of your emotions, not the other way around. And this mastery is what gives you the strength to face life's challenges with confidence. Thank you for joining us on this step of mastering emotional intelligence. As we continue on this journey, remember that self-regulation is a skill you can cultivate with practice and patience. Stay tuned for the next part, where we dive deeper into the power of empathy and how it strengthens your relationships and enhances your emotional intelligence. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost for more insights on how emotional intelligence can transform your life. Empathy in action. Building stronger relationships. Empathy is not just a feeling, it's a skill, a way of seeing and connecting with people on a deeper level. After learning to become self-aware and practicing self-regulation, the next natural step in emotional intelligence is understanding others. And this is where empathy becomes the bridge between your inner world and the outer world of human connection. When a person becomes more aware of their own emotions, they naturally begin to recognize emotional patterns in others. This is the doorway to empathy. It's about stepping outside of your own experience and placing yourself, mentally and emotionally, into the experience of someone else. Empathy helps in understanding not just the words people say, but the emotions behind those words. Empathy is not about fixing people or always agreeing with them. It's about acknowledging their emotions as real and valid. Sometimes, the most powerful thing one can say is, "I understand." That one sentence has the power to heal, comfort, and strengthen the bonds between people. In relationships, whether personal or professional, this quality is the foundation of trust. People with high emotional intelligence are often naturally empathetic. They listen more than they speak, they observe the tone behind the words, and they ask questions that show care. They don't rush to judge or offer advice. Instead, they create space for others to be seen and heard. That space alone can be life-changing for someone who feels unseen. True empathy isn't always about happy emotions. It also means being present with someone during their sadness, their fear, or their frustration. Empathy says, I may not have the answer, but I'm here with you. And that presence, that non-judgmental companionship, is sometimes more powerful than any solution. Empathy also plays a key role in effective communication. It helps you pick up on the unspoken messages, the body language, the subtle shifts in emotion. This awareness allows you to respond appropriately, to say the right thing at the right time, or sometimes to say nothing at all and just listen. That kind of understanding deepens relationships like nothing else can. In teams, families, friendships, and leadership roles, empathy fosters collaboration. When people feel understood, they feel valued. When they feel valued, they open up, contribute more, and develop trust. That's how strong teams and deep relationships are formed, not by authority, but by understanding. For empathy to grow, a person must slow down. We live in a fast-paced world, and sometimes, in our rush, we overlook the feelings of others. But when we take a moment to truly notice someone's facial expression, their tone, or even their silence, we start to see the truth behind the surface. And seeing the truth is what makes emotional intelligence so powerful. Another beautiful thing about empathy is that it heals relationships that are strained. When people fight or misunderstand each other, it's often because they feel hurt or ignored. Empathy allows both sides to come together, not to argue, but to understand. It softens anger, diffuses tension, and opens the door for real conversation. Empathy can even help resolve conflict before it begins. When you approach people with understanding instead of judgment, they feel safe. And when people feel safe, they open up instead of shutting down. That's how you build bridges instead of walls, peace instead of problems. Children, elders, coworkers, friends, everyone responds to empathy. It transcends age, background, and personality. It makes you a better listener, a more caring partner, and a more compassionate human being. And in a world where so many feel alone or misunderstood, empathy becomes a gift you give not just to others, but to yourself. Empathy requires practice. Start by being curious about others. Ask how they're feeling, not just, how are you? But, how are you really? Then listen without interrupting, without preparing your reply, just listen to understand. These small efforts build your empathy muscle over time. Also, reflect on your own emotional experiences. Think of a time when someone truly understood you. What did they say? What did they do? Now become that person for someone else. This reflective practice strengthens your emotional connection to others and makes your empathy more authentic. In leadership, empathy is more powerful than authority. A boss can give orders, but a leader understands people. And when people feel understood, they follow not out of fear but out of respect. Empathy builds loyalty and unity in ways rules and regulations never can. In family life, empathy creates deep emotional safety. Children raised in empathetic homes learn to trust, to speak their truth, and to value emotions. Spouses who show empathy build marriages rooted in kindness and respect. Siblings who empathize become lifelong allies, not rivals. In times of crisis or challenge, empathy is the glue that keeps people connected. When the world feels heavy, empathetic people become the light, offering comfort, encouragement, and hope. They don't need all the answers. They just need to show they care. The beautiful truth is, empathy is not something you're born with or without. It's something you can learn. And as you learn it, you don't just become better at relationships, you become a better version of yourself. More open, more grounded, more human. Empathy transforms not just how you relate to others, but how you view the world. You start to see people not as problems, but as stories. Each person carries struggles, dreams, and pain you may never know. Empathy allows you to honor that invisible weight and respond with kindness. As emotional intelligence deepens, empathy becomes more than a skill, it becomes a way of living. A life led with empathy is a life of deep connections, lasting relationships, and meaningful purpose. It's the kind of life that impacts not just others, but generations to come. Continue this journey with Book Boost as we move forward to understand how emotional intelligence isn't just about personal mastery, it's also about how we interact with the world. In the next part, we'll explore the art of social skills and how emotional intelligence can elevate your communication, leadership, and influence in every area of life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost, because your emotional growth is just beginning. The art of social skills, communicating with emotional intelligence. In every interaction, communication goes beyond words. It's about how we make others feel, how we understand them, and how we respond. Mastering emotional intelligence gives us the power to communicate effectively, not just by what we say, but by how we say it and how we listen. The true art of communication lies in emotional intelligence, which turns simple conversations into meaningful connections. At the core of emotional communication is active listening. This is more than just hearing words. It's about truly understanding the other person's perspective. When you practice active listening, you show respect and empathy. You give the speaker your full attention, without interrupting, and you make an effort to comprehend their emotions behind the words. This simple act can transform any relationship, whether it's personal or professional. Many times, misunderstandings occur because we're not fully present when others speak. We might be thinking of our response, distracted by our own emotions, or letting preconceived ideas cloud our judgment. Emotional intelligence teaches us to silence those inner distractions and focus on the person in front of us. In doing so, we build trust, understanding, and a stronger bond with those around us. Another powerful tool in communication is empathy. Empathy allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. It's the ability to feel what someone else feels and respond accordingly. When you communicate with empathy, you validate the emotions of others, making them feel heard and understood. This doesn't mean you always have to agree, but it does mean that you acknowledge their feelings and respond with care. Empathy goes hand in hand with emotional awareness. To be an empathetic communicator, you must first be aware of your own emotions. When you understand how you feel, it's easier to relate to the emotions of others. Emotional awareness and empathy together create a powerful foundation for meaningful conversations, whether they're difficult or uplifting. One of the best ways to practice empathy in communication is through body language. Our body speaks louder than our words at times. A nod, a smile, or a gentle gesture can show that you're engaged and understanding. Nonverbal cues are an essential part of emotional intelligence, and learning to read these cues in others can make you a more effective communicator. Equally important is clarity in your own communication. Emotional intelligence empowers you to express yourself with honesty, but also with kindness. Instead of reacting impulsively or harshly, emotional intelligence helps you to find the right words that not only express your thoughts but also maintain the respect and dignity of others. It's about striking a balance between honesty and tact. It's essential to remember that every interaction is a two-way exchange. When we communicate with emotional intelligence, we not only speak with clarity but also listen with an open mind and heart. We don't just try to make our point. We work to understand the point of others. This balance is what fosters healthy, respectful, and productive relationships. Through practicing emotional intelligence, we also develop the ability to regulate our emotions during conversations. We all face moments when emotions are high, but instead of letting them take over, emotional intelligence teaches us how to stay calm and composed. When we regulate our emotions, we can respond more thoughtfully, which leads to more positive outcomes. When conflicts arise, emotional intelligence can help us navigate through them with grace. We're more equipped to handle disagreements because we understand that emotions are often at the heart of the issue. Instead of escalating the conflict, we can de-escalate by staying calm, listening actively, and responding with empathy. Strong social skills also mean knowing how to ask the right questions. By showing curiosity and interest in others, we allow them to express themselves fully. Emotional intelligence helps us craft questions that not only invite deeper conversation but also show respect for the other person's feelings. This fosters mutual respect and builds stronger connections. Another powerful aspect of emotional communication is non-judgmental listening. Many times, we're quick to judge others or form opinions based on limited information. Emotional intelligence teaches us to hold off on judgment and approach every conversation with an open mind. This allows for more honest exchanges and a deeper understanding of the person in front of us. When you communicate with emotional intelligence, you're also more likely to build rapport. Rapport is the bond you form with someone, and it's essential for all forms of communication. Whether you're speaking with a colleague, a friend, or a stranger, emotional intelligence helps you create a sense of trust and understanding that makes the conversation smoother and more effective. Let's not forget the importance of timing in communication. Emotional intelligence teaches us when to speak and when to listen. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do in a conversation is to simply listen and give the other person space to express themselves. By recognizing the right moment to speak, you can have a greater impact. There's also a vulnerability that comes with emotional communication. When we're open and honest about our own emotions, we allow others to do the same. Vulnerability in communication fosters connection and trust. It shows that we are human and that we're willing to connect on a deeper level. Furthermore, emotional intelligence teaches us to be mindful in every conversation. Being mindful means being fully present in the moment, focusing on the here and now, and giving the other person our undivided attention. This level of focus enhances the quality of the conversation and helps us connect more deeply with others. The more you practice these skills, the more natural they become. Over time, you'll find that your communication skills improve across all areas of your life. Whether in your personal relationships or in your career, emotional intelligence empowers you to create stronger, more fulfilling connections with those around you. As you continue to develop your emotional intelligence, you'll begin to see that the way you communicate is a reflection of the way you understand yourself and others. Mastering the art of communication is not just about saying the right things, it's about connecting on a deeper emotional level, fostering trust, and making those around you feel valued and respected. Remember, communication is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. By applying emotional intelligence to your interactions, you elevate the quality of every relationship and create a ripple effect that enhances your entire life. The ability to communicate with emotional intelligence is not a gift, but a skill that anyone can learn, practice, and master. In the next part of this guide, we'll explore how motivation plays a crucial role in emotional intelligence. Motivation, driven by our emotions, propels us forward and helps us maintain focus on our goals. But before that, take a moment to reflect on how you've applied these communication principles in your life. Notice the subtle changes in the way you interact with others, and celebrate your progress in becoming a more emotionally intelligent communicator. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost for more insights into emotional intelligence and how it can transform your relationships, career, and life. Stay tuned for the next part, where we delve deeper into the power of motivation and how to harness your emotions to drive your success. The role of motivation: harnessing your emotions for success. Motivation is the driving force that keeps us moving forward, even in the toughest of times. It's the spark that ignites action and the energy that keeps us going when the path gets hard. But what if motivation wasn't something that came and went? What if you could harness your emotions to create a constant source of motivation that never fades? Emotions are a powerful tool in the pursuit of motivation. They can either propel you forward or hold you back. When you learn to manage your emotions, you unlock the ability to tap into a deep, internal well of motivation that can fuel your success. This part of emotional intelligence is about aligning your emotions with your goals and dreams, using them to push you through obstacles and challenges. One of the key lessons in building lasting motivation is understanding that it doesn't come from external sources. Many people wait for motivation to strike, for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. But true motivation starts from within. It's about deciding that no matter the situation, you will continue moving forward. This kind of motivation doesn't rely on moods or feelings. It's rooted in your inner commitment to achieving your goals. Mastering motivation begins with identifying your why. When you understand why you want to achieve something, your emotions naturally follow. Your goals become more than just tasks on a list. They become a mission. This deep sense of purpose provides you with the energy to keep going, even when things get tough. The stronger your why, the more resilient your motivation will be. The emotions that drive you toward your goals are often linked to your values. When your goals align with your core beliefs, you feel a sense of passion and purpose that makes it much easier to stay motivated. For example, if you value family and security, you may be motivated to work hard to provide for them. Or if you value personal growth, your motivation may stem from the desire to improve and become a better version of yourself. Your emotions can serve as powerful reminders of your values. Each time you face a challenge, tap into your emotions and remind yourself why this goal is important to you. When you connect your feelings to your values, motivation becomes more than just a fleeting desire. It becomes a deep, emotional commitment that drives you forward. In the journey of emotional intelligence, motivation is also about emotional regulation. If you can regulate your emotions, you can maintain your motivation. Negative emotions like fear, frustration, and doubt will always arise, but they don't have to stop you. The key is learning how to manage them so they don't control you. Instead of allowing negative emotions to derail you, you can use them as fuel to push harder. One powerful technique for managing emotions and staying motivated is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present in the moment without judgment. When you face negative emotions or obstacles, take a moment to pause and breathe. Acknowledge the emotion, but don't let it control your actions. With mindfulness, you can bring your focus back to your goals, reframe your thoughts, and keep moving forward. Another critical lesson in motivation is the importance of setting realistic, achievable goals. Big, long-term goals are great, but they can also feel overwhelming. When you break down your larger goals into smaller, manageable steps, you create a clear path to success. Each small victory fuels your motivation, helping you stay focused and energized. It's not about reaching the finish line as quickly as possible. It's about consistently making progress. Celebrate each milestone along the way. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture, but recognizing and celebrating small wins keeps you motivated. These moments of celebration act as emotional rewards, reinforcing the positive feelings tied to your progress. The more you celebrate, the more motivated you'll feel to continue working toward your ultimate goal. Staying motivated also means surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or drain your energy. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who support your goals, and who encourage your growth. When you are around motivated, positive people, their energy will help fuel your own. Your environment plays a crucial role in maintaining motivation. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals. Visualize your success every day, whether through vision boards, affirmations, or even simple reminders on your phone. The more you see your goals, the more emotionally invested you become in achieving them. It's also important to recognize that setbacks are a part of the journey. Every successful person has faced obstacles, doubts, and failures along the way. But the key is in how you respond to those setbacks. If you let them defeat you, your motivation will wane. But if you view setbacks as lessons and opportunities to grow, they become stepping stones toward success. When motivation dips, remember that it's normal. Everyone experiences moments of doubt and fatigue. The secret is to keep going. Even when you don't feel like it, show up. Motivation will follow action. The more you take consistent steps toward your goal, the stronger your motivation becomes. At times, it may feel like your motivation is running low, and that's okay. During those moments, remind yourself of your progress. Reflect on how far you've come, the obstacles you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned. This reflection helps reignite the fire within you, pushing you to take the next step, no matter how small. In the process of mastering your emotions, you will find that motivation becomes a byproduct of emotional intelligence. As you build self-awareness, regulate your emotions, and empathize with others, your motivation will naturally flow from your emotional core. The stronger your emotional intelligence, the more sustainable and powerful your motivation becomes. To stay motivated, create a routine that aligns with your goals. Consistency breeds momentum. The more you make your goals a part of your daily life, the more you'll feel emotionally driven to work toward them. Routine gives structure to your motivation, turning it into a daily habit rather than something you wait for to appear. As we conclude this section, remember that motivation isn't just about external rewards or achievements. It's about cultivating an emotional connection to your goals and aligning your inner drive with your values. Emotional intelligence gives you the tools to harness your emotions, stay focused on your purpose, and never lose sight of the bigger picture. Stay committed to your journey and let your emotions fuel your drive. Motivation isn't something that comes from outside. It's something you create within yourself. Keep your emotions in check, align them with your goals, and let your passion and purpose drive you to success. Thank you for being part of this journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll delve into the importance of social skills and how emotional intelligence helps you communicate better, build stronger relationships, and influence those around you. Putting it all together, how emotional intelligence transforms your life. Mastering emotional intelligence is not a quick fix, nor is it something that happens overnight. It's a journey of continual growth, one that requires consistent effort, self-awareness, and practice. But the transformation you'll experience along the way is more than worth it. By now, you've learned about self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. These are the key components that will change the way you interact with the world and shape your future. When you understand and manage your emotions, you unlock the power to respond to life's challenges with grace and confidence. Rather than being tossed around by your emotions, you can stand firm, make decisions with clarity, and move through life with purpose. This level of emotional mastery allows you to be your true self in every situation. No more hiding behind fear, doubt, or impulsivity. You become grounded and secure in who you are, and that confidence is contagious. Emotional intelligence allows you to take control of your life. No longer will you be driven by reactions or gut impulses. Instead, you'll be able to pause, assess, and choose how to respond in a way that aligns with your goals and values. You can choose calm over chaos, understanding over judgment, and growth over stagnation. With emotional intelligence, you no longer feel like a victim of your emotions. You are the master of them. The power of emotional intelligence lies in its ability to build stronger relationships. Whether in personal or professional settings, emotional intelligence allows you to connect deeply with others. By understanding and managing your own emotions, you become more attuned to the feelings of those around you. This creates an environment of trust, mutual respect, and empathy, where people feel heard, understood, and valued. As you become more aware of your emotions and how they influence your actions, you'll notice how this awareness helps you better understand the emotions of others. This ability to empathize is crucial for effective communication. It allows you to listen actively, respond thoughtfully, and build stronger, more meaningful connections. Your relationships will thrive because you can communicate from a place of genuine understanding. In challenging situations, emotional intelligence allows you to remain calm and composed, which is vital in making wise decisions. Whether facing conflict, stress, or disappointment, emotional intelligence helps you approach each situation with clarity. It's easy to react in the heat of the moment, but when you pause and reflect, you can make choices that align with your long-term goals. This ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively is what sets emotionally intelligent people apart. Emotional intelligence also empowers you to tap into your intrinsic motivation. Instead of relying on external factors to drive you, you develop the internal strength to keep moving forward, even when the path gets tough. When you are in control of your emotions, you can stay focused on your goals, even in the face of adversity. This inner strength keeps you pushing forward when others might give up. The more you practice emotional intelligence, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll find yourself making decisions with ease, handling stress without getting overwhelmed, and connecting with others on a deeper level. Your relationships will improve, your career will flourish, and your personal well-being will soar. The impact of emotional intelligence on your life is far-reaching. It's important to remember that emotional intelligence is not about being perfect. It's about being aware, being present, and being willing to grow. There will be times when emotions take the wheel, and that's okay. The key is to recognize when that happens and gently guide yourself back to balance. Emotional intelligence is about progress, not perfection. Each step you take in mastering your emotions is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. As you continue to develop self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy, you will notice that you are more resilient in the face of challenges. You'll become more adaptable, more compassionate, and more focused on what truly matters to you. Your emotional intelligence is a tool that will help you navigate life with purpose and clarity. The lessons you've learned throughout this journey are not just for today or tomorrow, they are for life. Emotional intelligence is a lifelong skill that, when developed, will continue to serve you in every area of your life. The more you practice, the more it becomes a part of who you are. It shapes the way you think, feel, and interact with the world around you. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you have the tools to handle anything life throws at you. Imagine feeling calm, focused, and confident no matter what challenges you face. This is the power of emotional intelligence. It transforms not only how you feel about yourself, but also how you engage with others and the world around you. The journey to mastering emotional intelligence is one of continuous growth. But with each step, you will find yourself more at ease with your emotions, more connected with others, and more capable of achieving your goals. The road ahead is filled with potential, and emotional intelligence is the key to unlocking it. Take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You now have a deeper understanding of your emotions and how they shape your life. You have the power to regulate your emotions, empathize with others, and communicate more effectively. And with these skills, you have the ability to transform not just your own life, but also the lives of those around you. The real beauty of emotional intelligence is that it allows you to be your authentic self. It's not about changing who you are or suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding them, mastering them, and using them to create a life that aligns with your deepest values. You are in the driver's seat, and emotional intelligence gives you the power to navigate the road ahead with confidence and clarity. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep growing. As you continue to refine your emotional intelligence, you'll see the world around you transform. And in the process, you'll unlock the full potential of who you are and what you can achieve. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of mastering emotional intelligence. If you found this guide valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost for more transformative insights. Keep cultivating your emotional intelligence and watch as your life unfolds in powerful, unexpected ways.